competition webinar for the 2015 Golf State Championships. Mike, I'm ready to record when you are.
Okay, you're good to go.
Okay, great, thanks. Again, welcome to all the coaches, partners, chaperones, athletes that would be on the call this evening. Again, this is Tommy George, Sports Director for Special Olympics Maryland, also the Competition Director overseeing the golf program training and competition season. Our state championships are Sunday, October 4th at Queenstown Harbor Golf Course in Queenstown, Maryland. A precursor here before you get started, all the documents you're going to see here on the screen, as well as the divisions for the level 1 skills competition are going to be emailed out following tonight's call. We'll get into some more details about that. So if you missed something in the presentation slides, we'll have a question and answer session at the end, and then also you'll get these materials that you can distribute to your coaches, your families, etc. The document is a live document, so if you click to a certain part on the table of contents, it will take you directly to that page. Again, the state championship, Sunday, October 4th. It's at Queenstown Harbor Golf Course. The link on page 5 here, if you click on that, that will take you to the ability to plug in your home or traveling address and then get driving directions to Queenstown Harbor Golf Course. On pages 6 and 7 of this document as well, you'll also see driving directions from across various areas of the state. A tentative schedule of events. At 7 a.m., the practice area will open to golfers. At 7:30, we'll begin our registration process for athletes, volunteers, and for delegations. At 8:30, we'll have an opening ceremony. And at 9, the stroke play competition begins. At 10 a.m., the skills competition will begin. All 5 levels of golf competition are being held on this day, Sunday, October 4th, at Queenstown Harbor, just as we did last year. On the screen now, we'll have a couple maps, overhead maps that are aerial maps of the different areas of the course, and you should use these to help guide your athletes and your families around the area as they arrive at the course. On the page here, you'll see the clubhouse, the pavilion. The pavilion is located just behind the clubhouse, and that's where we'll have our registration area, as well as the award ceremony and lunch later on in the day. The practice green is located to the northeast. That's labeled by number C, and there's ample parking around the golf course and extra parking, overflow parking, up beside the practice green and the skills competition area. For the skills competition, we'll get into some more details here in a little bit, but we're at the practice and skills area is divided by the clubhouse and the parking lot. So we have 3 skills over by the pavilion, and then we'll have 3 skills over at the driving range area. We'll also have the family hospitality. That's labeled here on the slide as well. And we will also have a shuttle that will go back and forth to take athletes with mobility issues from one side of the skills competition area to the other side of the skills competition. Here is a layout of the east side of the skills area, which is where the practice range is, not only for the stroke play golfers, but where the range is for the skills competition as well. In this area, too, you'll also find the pitch shot skill station, as well as a practice putting green for our stroke play golf. Some general competition rules to be aware of. All of our divisions in the individual skills competition and in individual stroke play, so that's level 4 and level 5, are divisioned based on age, gender, and ability. In our unified competition, just as we've done all year, the divisions are broken down by gender. So we have all male divisions, all female divisions, and then co-ed divisions where we have either a male athlete, female partner, or female athlete, male partner. There is no alcohol or tobacco on the course anywhere. That includes the clubhouse, the bar, inside, outside, on the course, does not matter. As long as you are at Queenstown Harbor as a part of Special Olympics Maryland, there's to be no alcohol permitted for families, coaches, athletes, etc. Very important, families are asked to maintain a 50-foot distance between the family member and his or her son or daughter that would be participating. That includes the skills competition and the stroke play competition. If you're looking for rules information, we'll get into some more information later on in regards to the USG rules officials that will be there, but there are links on this page to various USGA and Special Olympics golf rules resources. A reminder that the uniform requirements are applicable to all Level 1 athletes and all stroke play competition athletes, partners, and caddies. This includes a collared golf shirt or a golf mock turtleneck. T-shirts are not permitted. Slacks, Bermuda shorts, or golf skirts are permitted. No blue jeans, no denim, no sweatpants, no basketball shorts, etc. are allowed at any time during the competition. This includes, again, the skills competition and the stroke play competition. We require that golfers wear either spikeless golf shoes, soft spike golf shoes, or tennis shoes / sneakers during competition. Metal spikes are forbidden.
Tom, if you could pause for just a minute. I'm not sure if you could hear. It sounds like we have some folks who don't have their lines muted. If you could please mute your phones. We've had some background noise coming through a couple times there. You can use either the mute function on your phone or press *6, which serves to mute and also ultimately unmute when you need to ask a question. But please do mute your phones, both for the folks who are listening in and for the recording. There's been a couple times now where Tommy's voice has been drowned out. Thanks.
Thanks, Mike. Again, with the stroke play competition, we'll get into it further here in a little bit. But there is the scoring eligibility maximum entry average, which has been the case for the last couple of years now. Golfer check-in, we'll get into that specifically as we move through the stroke play competition and the skills competition as well. We'll have plenty of great volunteers at the event. Volunteer check-in will take place at the pavilion behind the clubhouse. There'll also be a family hospitality area. That area is where Susan Holland and other members of the Special Olympics Maryland Family Committee will provide information on the local area, snacks and beverages, and competition information to family members and spectators. Should we experience inclement weather, we will play through rain. We will play through cold, as we did last year. If we have thunder or lightning, or if we have a torrential storm that threatens the safety of the athletes, the volunteers, etc., that will be the only way we'll stop play. We'll continue to pick our pace of play through rain, so please keep checking the weather as we get closer to the event. If it does appear that rain is in the forecast, please be prepared with a golf umbrella, golf jacket, poncho, rain gear, etc. Lunches, meals. A meal will be provided to all registered golfers, coaches, and unified partners, and volunteers. If you have someone within your delegation that requires specific dietary needs, please notify me via email or immediately at the time of check-in when you get to Queenstown Harbor. For the skills golfers, the meal tickets will be given to the head coach at the time of the check-in. So again, if you have a skills golfer, please see your head coach. He or she will give you your lunch ticket. After the skills competition is completed, then we'll have a 30 to 60 minute window where we'll allow the skills athletes to eat lunch, and then following lunch, then we'll have the award ceremony for the skills athletes. For the stroke play golfers, you'll receive a meal ticket as soon as your award ceremony for your particular division has been completed. So, you get off the course, you turn in your scorecard, you drop your bag outside of the pavilion, come in, get awarded. Once you are awarded, when you get down off the award stand, you'll receive a lunch ticket, and then you can go through the lunch line and get your meal. That is applicable for all athletes, unified partners, and caddies playing stroke play competition. If we have any family members on the call, families can purchase anything that they'd like inside the full-service restaurant, which is in the clubhouse at Queenstown Harbor. We'll do our best to have water, coffee, and snacks throughout the day, hopefully coffee in the morning, and for those of you who might need it, hopefully we'll have some coffee later in the afternoon. We'll do our best to have water and snacks, but be prepared and be planned with your athletes to make sure that they all bring a water bottle and their own snacks for the entire competition and throughout the day. So again, we will have some water, we will have some snacks, but please come prepared. There are plenty of water stations that will be at the skills area and on the course. So again, bring a water bottle, bring some snacks, and we'll do our best to provide anything and everything that we can in the meantime. A short opening ceremony will take place at 8:30 in the morning in the pavilion outside the clubhouse. This ceremony will feature a presentation of the staff of the golf course, officials, coaches, and athlete oaths, the Pledge of Allegiance, the national anthem, and some short information on today's competition. We'll have a short closing ceremony at the conclusion of the last awards presentation at the end of the day. Again, awards will be presented inside the pavilion, located just behind the clubhouse. Skills golfers will begin their awards ceremony after the lunch break at the conclusion of the competition. Again, short play golfers will receive their lunch ticket as soon as they get down off the award stage from receiving his or her award. There are restrooms throughout the courts with porta-johns, but there's also restroom facilities and clubhouse facilities, which do include showers and changing areas inside the clubhouse. We'll have medical personnel on site so that if there is a medical emergency, we will be able to attend to that athlete, unified partner, or coach. If for some reason we have a protest or we have a coach that needs to file a protest on behalf of an athlete, only the head coach registered for that delegation may file the protest. No protest will be accepted from coaches, chaperones, volunteers, etc. Protests can only be made on the application of sports rules and not on the judgment of an official. If you are in need of a protest form, please come and see our scores tent, which is located inside the pavilion at Queenstown Harbor. We'd like to thank the members of our golf sports management team who have helped us with the planning and preparation of this tournament, and they'll also be helping us throughout the day next Sunday and in that time leading up to the state competition. That includes Matt Anderson from Frederick, Bob Baker from Howard County, Michael Cumberpatch, a USGA rules official, Jimmy Hawkins, who's an athlete from St. Mary's County, Chuck Helmuth, coach from Montgomery County, Bill Lowe, a coach from St. Mary's County, G. Mulcahy, another USGA rules official, Bill Paproff, a coach and partner from Frederick County, Martin Parks, the USGA rules official, Daryl Price, coach from Charles County, and Prue Sahadio, coach from Anne Arundel County. The game's rules committee will consist of myself, Mike Sarnowski, and Nick Anderson, who is the regional director for Special Olympics Maryland, overseeing Eastern Maryland. Our rules committee will defer to the USGA rules official for any golf particular ruling that is needed. On the page here too, you will also see a link to a competition evaluation. This helps us gain feedback and learn how our performance was holding the competition, conducting the competition, and how you felt the facilities were at the competition. This link will be live until Sunday, October 18th, so please distribute this link to family members, athletes, coaches, unified partners, so we can get their feedback and improve for the future. Okay, the skills competition. We have completed the skills competition divisions because the final required or final optional Level 1 skills competition qualifier, which is past Sunday. So, again, all of the competition divisions and competition assignments and starting station assignments have been completed, and we can send those out to everybody tonight following the call. The starting station for the athlete and for his or her respective division has been predetermined, and athletes will follow a rotation set by our staff. The rotation is what hole or what station they will go to on the course to complete their competition. Athletes have to have their clubs ready at each station when they arrive, and when it's their turn to participate. I need somebody to please hit *6 and mute your phone because we have an echo, so we can't continue until that has been corrected.
Tommy, I want you to go into presentation mode by hitting *7 if you're on the main line.
One second. All right, very good. Athletes are to have his or her clubs ready at each station when it's their turn to participate, and athletes are required to carry their own clubs from station to station. A credentialed coach or a volunteer, and that's a registered volunteer with Special Olympics Maryland, can assist with carrying the bags. Parents cannot assist in any way with carrying clubs, and that rule is not new. It's been around for a while, so please be prepared as we move forward here to next Sunday. Again, as has been the case all year, coaches are not permitted to coach, assist, instruct an athlete once he or she has addressed the ball for his or her first attempt at any skill station. Coaches are permitted to coach and assist or instruct athletes between skill stations. Athletes have been division based on scores from the golf season, and athletes will complete in 2 full rounds of competition at the state championships to earn a cumulative score for a final score, which will result in the place within that competition division. Athletes will be permitted 1 practice shot at each skill station that will not count towards his or her score, and that will only be applicable at the first round before the skill station starts. Should we have a tiebreaker in the skills competition? We will draw a random skill station. The golfer with the highest combined score from 2 rounds of that randomly drawn station will be deemed the winner. And if we still have a tie, then the same process will be completed until another skill station determines the place of finish. Again, for check-in for individual skills golfers, they should proceed to the check-in tent, which is located just aside from the pavilion behind the clubhouse. For the stroke play golfers, will utilize the Lakes course at Queenstown Harbor. These golfers have been division based on scores attained in qualifiers throughout the season. These competition divisions will be released on Monday, September 28th. Again, golfers will compete in all male, all female, or co-ed divisions. A 10X will only be applicable if a 10th stroke is played without holding the shot. If you take your 10th stroke on a hole and the ball goes in the hole, the score is a 10. If you take your 10th stroke and the ball does not go in the hole, you pick up your ball and you mark a 10X on your scorecard. This 10X will be applicable in the tiebreaker scenario. and we'll go over that in just a moment. You must check in 1 hour before your scheduled tee time. Again, you must check in 1 hour before your scheduled tee time. We'll have volunteers on site who will assist in getting everyone's bags on carts, as well as having all of our competition divisions at their scheduled starting tee at least 15 minutes before their scheduled tee time. An athlete and partner who missed their tee time will be disqualified under USGA Rule 6-3. Again, the scoring eligibility maximum entry averages. This has been the case all year and for the last several years now as well. Throughout the training and competition season, golfers were required in Level 2 to have an adjusted average score of 75 or lower. For Level 3, it was 120 or lower. Level 4, it was 70 or lower. And Level 5, it was 120 or lower. Golfers and teams who could not earn an average score below the maximum entry average will still be eligible to participate in the state championships, but will only compete for a participation ribbon. Upon arrival at Queenstown Harbor, golfers should take their golf clubs to the bag drop area where an assistant or volunteer from the course will place their bags onto their corresponding cart. Golfers and teams should then report to the check-in tent located just behind the pavilion behind the clubhouse. Scorecards. Golfers and teams will receive a scorecard with their level of competition, their tee time, and their competition division printed on the scorecard when they check in. Scorecards must be signed by the golfer and by the other golfers in their group and then turned into the scorer's tent immediately following the competition. Any scorecard that doesn't have the signature of the golfer and the persons within his or her tee time will not be accepted. If a golfer or team is participating in a tee time with 3 golfers, the golfer must get the signature of both golfers and teams for it to be accepted at the scorer's table. After turning in the scorecard, the golfer should remove the golf bag from the golf cart, place his or her golf bag in the bag drop area, and then report immediately to the awards area. Again, take your bag off the cart, place the bag in the bag drop area, report to the awards area located in the pavilion. Unless otherwise directed by a special experimental official, golfers must remain in the awards area until their awards are presented. Golfers who fail to adhere to this requirement may not have their awards presented to them at the awards ceremony. In the event of a tie, a random hole of competition completed by all teams will be determined to be a random selection. The team who scored lowest during the championship on that randomly selected hole will be deemed a winner. And if we are tied after one hole is chosen, the same process will be repeated until a winner has been determined. In this instance, a score of 10 is deemed to be lower than a score of 10x. That's where the 10x rule is applicable. Results will be posted on results boards and the results sheets in the pavilion. We'll have USGA rules officials, USGA rulebooks, and a notice to competitors available upon check-in, and the USGA rules officials will be around the course should you have any questions. We're also working very hard to have volunteers placed on holes where a rules official may be required. For example, if we have a long par 5 with a lake on the right, we will have what's referred to as a 4-caddy on that particular hole. The 4-caddy will assist with locating the ball, and if a ruling is needed and a rules official is not present, the 4-caddy will be equipped with a radio and could call very easily to a rules official who could come over and help with a particular ruling. The notice to competitors that will be provided to everyone upon check-in will provide information on out of bounds, drop zones, hazards, and much more. All of our teams at this competition will ride in golf carts. The driver of the golf cart must be at least 18 years old and have a valid driver's license in order to drive the golf cart. Spectators should be prepared to walk in order to watch the competition. Spectators may not ride in a golf cart with a golfer or team. And if we have a golfer or team who is in breach of this rule, the team or the golfer is subject to disqualification. If in the event extra golf carts are available, spectators may rent a golf cart from the course, and that cost is to be determined. Spectators who would receive a golf cart, if available, must adhere to the same cart path rules set by the course, and again, remain 50 feet, if not further, from the competitors during competition. Golfers and teams who are in breach of this rule are subject to disqualification by the Rules Committee. Again, we'll play through rain and inclement weather. The only time we will stop the competition is if we have thunder or lightning. Course conditions that jeopardize the safety of athletes, coaches, partners, volunteers, etc., or if the course deems that the course is unfit for play and we must come in. We will have Special Olympics tee markers at all of the teeing grounds on the lakes course. As has been the case all year, we'll use the forwardmost teeing ground at every particular hole during stroke play competition. The female athletes will tee off from the front of that teeing ground, and the men will tee off approximately 5 yards behind that teeing ground area on every hole. Again, these teeing grounds will be marked for every stroke play competition hole next Sunday. Stroke play competition will have unified competition at level 2 and level 3, which is 9 and 18 holes, and then individual competition at 9 and 18 holes as well in level 4 and level 5. If we have an athlete who requires a caddy in the level 4 or level 5 competition, please contact us immediately and we can provide a volunteer caddy. The rest of the document here goes over head coach responsibilities, medical information, emergency policies and procedures. We'll have a lost and found available at the scorers tent, and if we have anything that's turned in, we'll try to identify that and hold on to it at our office for at least 30 days. The event guide also goes over the codes of conduct for athletes, coaches, and volunteers as well. The guide also covers information on protecting Special Olympics athletes, as well as who to contact should you need anything between now and the time of the state competition. Again, you'll receive this document via email following tonight's call. So, now we'll open up the floor. If there are any questions, we'll answer those questions at this time. Your phone may be on mute, so if you could hit *6 to unmute your line, we'll now take questions.
Hey, Tommy.
Yes.
Just a clarification. I think you made it pretty clear, but there was some question about on the male athletes, our team, just like the male partner from the back, the 5-yard back location, right?
Yeah, as is the case for the last several years now, all male athletes will tee off from the same spot, and all female athletes will tee off from the same spot. Those two spots will be clearly marked and identified on the forwardmost teeing ground at every hole at the stroke play competition.
Okay. Somebody raised the question when we were out playing, is it just the partner or is it just the
again, all male golfers, so that's partners and special mix athletes, and all female partners and special mix athletes. So if it's a partner or if it's an athlete, it does not matter. Strictly the gender. Other questions? Again, later on this evening, we'll distribute this guide as well as the skills competition divisions and starting stations for next Sunday. The stroke play divisions and the stroke play tee times will be distributed Monday, September 28th via email. And just for some clarification too, we will have some golfers that will tee off from hole number 1, and we'll have some golfers that will tee off from hole number 10. So again, please be prepared to read the tee sheets, find out when your team or your golfers are teeing off and where they're teeing off from at the Lakes course at Queenstown Harbor. Other questions?
Tommy George, Mike Cumberpatch here.
Mr. Cumberpatch, how are you?
Good. I just wanted to clarify one thing, and it regards the time of start.
Yeah.
USGA rules now allow, if somebody's there 1 second late or 2 seconds late, it's a penalty. They won't be disqualified until they hit the 5-minute mark.
Correct.
And just so people are aware of that. So if you're there and you're running late and you're a minute behind, don't feel like you got to get in the car. Still show up to the tee. You'll be penalized in 2 strokes until 5 minutes, and then it's disqualification.
Correct. But
yeah, the other thing that we can do, and it'll be on the notice, on the back of the notice to competitors, the information, what's called the hard card, additional information. It does allow us, what we'll do for emergencies, for discontinuation of play for emergency situations such as lightning. If you'd like us to, we will have air horns there, and we'll follow that guide, which is one long continuous blast of air horns. We'll have those all over the golf course with our rules committee, if that works for you.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. And then I guess the final thing is, and maybe I'll talk to you offline about it, is the requirement for signing the scorecard. What you have on here is slightly different than what the USGA rules recommend.
Right, right. We're just trying to continue with one particular method. And this is
that's fine. That's fine. We'll make sure that now. Will you all score that over in the?
We'll take care of that. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Mike Zarnowski and I will take care of that. So.
Okay, beautiful.
Other questions, comments, or concerns? Please address them now.
Good work, Tommy.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Tommy, just to
Yeah.
clear up that scorecard thing. So let's say, is it going to be three pairs at a time playing?
There will be no more than 3 golfers or teams in one tee time.
Yeah. And
You just have to get the other 2 groups.
So will there be a? I'm sorry.
You just have to get the other 2 groups to sign your card, and you'll have to sign their 2 cards.
will there be one official card, so to speak?
There will not. You'll have a card with your score. They'll have a card with their score.
Okay.
Keep everybody's score. The idea is to keep everybody honest and make sure we all come together with the same score at the end.
Okay. So, and we'll turn in all 3 cards, or turn in only one
yes,
card?
Yes, we'll turn in all 3 cards.
Okay.
And we will double check the math for you.
Yeah.
And make sure that everything is accurate.
Yeah. That's always a tough one, but that's good. That's good.
The math is tough, or?
No. The idea of you got 3 teams there. It's hard enough keeping track of your own strokes, let alone the other 2 teams.
All right, just checking.
Yeah. Well, the math can be tough too, Tommy. One of those days,
Yep, you never know. Any other questions in regards to next Sunday's championship?
Tommy, it's Margie Poland. I'm a parent volunteer with Upper Shore.
Hi.
We have got a couple of skills athletes who did not make it to any qualifiers, and I think they've been kind of told they can come and just for a participation ribbon. Is that correct?
That's incorrect.
That
It's
is-
incorrect and it's inaccurate. So I'm sorry if someone else has provided that information for you.
Okay.
But that is incorrect, and again, it is inaccurate.
Okay, so I want to make sure that they didn't show up and were embarrassed, so thank you very much.
Yep. You'll have the T-sheets with everybody who is eligible to participate in the skills competition next Sunday. You'll have that via email later tonight.
All right, thanks.
And there, just so you know, there are several Upper Shore athletes who are included in that, who have made the number of required qualifiers. So
Right, I saw your list.
Upper Shore will be represented. Yes.
I saw your list the other day, but I just wanted to make sure. Thanks.
Great.
So
Good question.
so you're going to send out something different than the one you've already sent out?
The sheet that was sent out the other day is teams who have already qualified to participate. Okay.
Right.
So.
And that
the
was
sheet
all
that was
the
sent.
skills too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, the only people who are going to qualify from the skills competition aspect of it are the golfers who are listed on that list.
Okay.
Because we have no more skills qualifiers, where we will have scores that will adjust the competition scores, the skills competition divisions for next Sunday are completed.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Other questions? Okay, very good. You'll get the document we went over tonight on the webinar, as well as the competition divisions and starting stations for the skills golfers only via email later tonight. There's a slight possibility either tonight or this weekend that Mike Zarnowski and myself will have an audio recording of this webinar, as well as presentation documents where you can go onto YouTube and then watch tonight's or listen to tonight's presentation, and you can send that to other coaches, family members, spectators, etc., who did not make tonight's webinar. If that's available tonight, I will include that link to our YouTube page. We will be able to send that out. If it's later on tomorrow or at some point this weekend, be happy to send that out when the time comes as well. So again, you'll get presentation slides from tonight, the skills competition divisions, and on Monday, we will have the final competition divisions and tee times for our stroke play golfers for next Sunday. If you have any questions in the meantime, please feel free to email me, email your respective regional director, or Mike Zarnowski, and our contact information is listed here in the document. Thank you very much. We appreciate your time and your dedication, and we look forward to seeing everyone next Sunday in Queenstown. Have a great week and enjoy some